But what we're looking for is two contrasting pieces. So that could be either a fast and a slow piece, or it could be two different genres or two different styles. And they're just two pieces that really show off what you can do. You know, it's just meant to be for us to see kind of what you do as a musician. So if you have some original stuff, that's absolutely fine. We do like, if possible, if you're not accompanying yourself, so if you're a singer and playing guitar or piano or whatever, that's fine. If not, though, we really encourage you to make sure that you either use backing tracks or bring in some music for us to play along with you, just so we can see how you interact with another musician. And then we'll have a small interview, just seeing nothing to study for or anything, just as a time for us to get to know you and see what type of music you're into. Also check, what kind of music theory you do know, and your chance really to ask us questions as well.
When you start at Cert 3 level, there's no prior assumed music theory knowledge. So don't be worried or scared off if you can't read any music where you are at the moment, because the very first class you do is called Notate Music, and that teaches you how to read basic music notation and also how to write some basic music notation as well. You'll find that you pick it up pretty quickly, and by the Certificate 4, you'll be reading a lead sheet. So Dan, what are some of the instruments that you could come in on as a music student?
So absolutely anything, really. We've had a bit of everything. We quite often, so usually we obviously always need our core rhythm section players, so drummers, bass players, guitarists, keyboard players. But then we quite often have different horn players. So we have saxophone players, flute players, we've got violin players, trumpet players, trombone players. We've recently had a fair few cello players as well that we've been incorporating into our like pop and commercial music, which is really a really great thing as well. So anything really. Of course, vocalists. So I did have this question the other day during another information session where they said, are vocalists allowed to audition? And vocalists that's your instrument. So you are an instrumentalist as well. You would do everything exactly the same as any other instrumentalist. Yeah.
So if you're interested in doing the sound production Certificate 3, then you don't need to audition. But we still get students to come in, and before they enroll, we give them an informal interview. So we just have a little chat, really, and that's to make sure that the course is a good fit for the student. We don't want students doing the sound production course who aren't interested in learning sound production. So if you've got a demonstrated interest in sound, then that's even better. If when we talk, you can tell me that you've done some sound previously at school or wherever, then that's great. But we do actually accept students that haven't done sound before, as long as you demonstrate that you're interested in studying is the main thing. Some students ask if they can go directly into the diploma. So just to reiterate the course structure, so the normal path would be Certificate 3 for the first 6 months, what we call Semester 1, Certificate 4 for the second 6 months, that's Semester 2, and then the diploma in the second year. So the diploma goes across a whole year. Now, sometimes we do allow students to start at that diploma point. They can actually get the diploma just in one standalone year. So if you're interested in that, the kind of student that we would let do that is someone with some a good history of actual industry experience. So for a sound student, we'd be looking for someone that was already familiar with the DAWs. So a DAW is a digital audio workstation. So in the background, you can see Pro Tools. So really, you would be looking for someone that's already familiar with Pro Tools, someone that had already done or had experience doing studio recording, someone that had already had experience doing live sound for a professional company. But if you do want more information on that, probably the best thing to do is send us an email, and we can let you know if that would be the kind of thing that would be suitable for you. Dan can talk about what you would need if you wanted to start directly in the diploma, which we do have students do as well. So what do students need to do on the audition for diploma?
Yeah, so it's a similar thing to the sound to the sound guys, where the person would have to obviously have some pretty extensive experience performing. Also, they would already have to be quite proficient at their music theory, so they'd have to be able to create lead sheets, already compose music. They'd have to be on top of their theory skills enough to be able to, as I said, lead an ensemble and create your own arrangements of music and things like that. So we do get people who come in at that level. So if that's somewhere where you think you are at, you can always come and speak with us.